Mambo vipi, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome wherever you're tuned in. This is Mkenya Marekani, and I'm called Gary Wainaina. I decided to be putting my name Gary Wainaina because I'm not Mkenya Marekani. Mkenya Marekani is gonna be bigger than me. It will reach a point where people will be coming here and bringing different shows. So today we have a fiery show. Yeah, still about green card because green card we are just it's about around the corner, and we're about to begin this process of green card. And a lot of people ask, is it true? Is it a scam? So that's why we'll be bringing a lot of green card stories here because it's that season. It's that season. But before we go there, I want you guys to thank you so much for your support. Now we are going to 5,000 subscribers. Please. When you enter in this channel, the first thing you do is subscribe and then click the bell. And for your information, we've added another button for you so that you can become a member. A member is whereby you can just support us by we do a lot of work. It's just like when you go to a restaurant, even though you've paid for your tea, you have to tip the person serving you. So please make sure you just go that extra step of becoming a member of this channel. And also, whenever we are live, you can buy those packs, you can buy different emojis just to support us as we bring this information, because Mkenya Marekani is all about feeding you with information absolutely for free. But if you're nice, you can tip us. So today we have a guest here, and without any further ado, I'm going to bring her live. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Essie Wakago. Karibu sana, karibu sana.
Asante.
Yeah. Tell us. Who are you? Unajua, you are now into my fan base now.
Okay.
Introduce to us.
My name. We don't say names.
No, we don't.
My name goes. I go by Essie Wakago.
Yeah.
If you search me everywhere, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, I go by just one name, Essie Wakago. And I am a mother, a YouTuber, an actor, and a gospel artist, and so many other things. If I start the list, it won't even end today. We're gonna have to continue tomorrow.
You wear so many hats, I'm telling you.
Yeah, I do. I try. I'm also a writer. Maybe you don't know about this one, Gary.
Mm-hmm. Right, you write. You have like a blog?
I write books. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, so you have a book?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, amazing. We're gonna if you have a link anywhere to sell your books, we can put it up here after this. So tell us, where do you come from in Kenya?
I come from Nyeri, Karatina. Mm-hmm. The famous Nyeri. I don't think there is anyone who would hear Nyeri and not know what I mean. When you hear Nyeri, there is a story behind Nyeri. So I come from there. But personally, I don't beat men. I don't. Yeah, that is where I was born and raised. By the way, then, I should correct that. I wasn't raised. I grew up in Nyeri.
You grew up in Nyeri, went to school there and everything?
Yeah, I went to school there, my high school and my elementary, both. I schooled there, but then I relocated to Nairobi back in 2007. And when I came here, now I moved from Nairobi to America.
So tell us, did you ever see yourself moving to the US at any point?
Never. I didn't know one day I will live in America. I had never prayed to God to take me to America ever. I didn't never make that prayer. I'm saying, in my dreams, there is nowhere I would have ever spotted myself living in America, but God made his ways and I found myself here.
Wow. Amazing. Yeah. So, this channel is all about giving hope. Some people see like America is only for the educated, is only for the rich. There's that fallacy and a myth that we need to demystify and tell everybody that America is for everyone and anyone can come, especially during this green card lottery. Anybody can fill this information, and America has a chance of giving over 55,000 people every year. And somebody watching this video can be a lucky winner this coming month,
Yes.
right?
Yes. Anyone can
So
participate.
yeah, anyone can as long as you're above 18 years, right?
Yes.
So before we go there, tell us your journey to America now.
So my journey was a surprise to me too, because like I said, I never dreamed of living in America ever, because the farthest I had gone was Nairobi. And for me to go to Nairobi, I was the first person in the family to be able to relocate to Nairobi. And I had to run away from home to go to Nairobi so that I can look for some greener pastures there. But oh my God, Nairobi is hard. So how I found myself coming here through green card. I had a friend who used to tell me about green card. I had never heard about green card before. Like for real, where would I have heard about green card if I was born and raised in Nyeri? And it's not just Nyeri town, it is in the village, deep in the village. So I had never heard someone speak about green card. So this friend of mine is the one who introduced me to green card, but she had to sing that song to me for a whole like 4 years before it sank in me, because I used to ask her, what do you mean? What is green card? For what? So she used to tell me green card is this card that you get that can take you to Maju. She used to call it Maju. So I was like, Maju tena ni wapi? So when I decided, or when poverty taught me few lessons, I now decided to go and find out what is this green card she's been talking to me about. Because I used to ask her, why are you telling me to go to Maju, yet you are here in the Dora with me? Why don't you go first? And then she was like, you are young, you can get more opportunities, blah blah blah. So one day I just decided, you know what, hii shida imenikalia sana, imenitandika. So what I can do, maybe if I can try life outside Kenya, maybe it could be more easier. Because by then, Gary, I used to do a lot of hawking. I used to go to Gekoba, get some blouses, some tops, some clothes, some bed sheets. I used to sell almost everything. Even if you asked me, do you have a car spare? Any spare, I would just tell you, give me time, I'll come up with it. Because I used to hustle, and the only way you can hustle is to sell almost everything, so that you supply the needs of people. Everyone needs. So I went to where she directed me to go to the person at the cyber, and I played green card, even though I didn't know what it was. And I just presented myself there. And the man that I got there, he asked me for my 2 passports and my info. And luckily, the time I decided to go play green card, because I didn't know it is something you can do just one in a year. It was around that time when green card was being played. So it happened. It was a coincidence. The same time I thought of participating in the lottery is that around the same time green card was going on. So I went there and he was like, where are your 2 passport? I was like, for what? Me, I just came here to play green card. I know nothing about it. I know zero about it. So just tell me what to do. So he was like, okay, since you are here, I can take your passports, but for the rest of your family, you will have to go back home and bring the passports tomorrow. I'm talking about the passport photos. So I went back home, I got the photos, and then I brought them the following day. And green card was almost closing. So me, I just submitted, he submitted everything for me. I didn't even have an email account. So he created for me an email account, and up to today, I use that email.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and I went home, and life became very, very hard in Nairobi. I had to go back to Nyeri, and I went and started up a business, which I used to cook like mandazi, chapati, and all other Kenyan food. But let me tell you, oh my God, life is hard, and earth can be very hard,
Art is
especially when
hard.
God is taking you close to your blessings. Earth can become hard. I used to eat most of the mandazis, yeah, and I was also selling milk. And around May, that gentleman, he called me. By then, I had even forgotten about the green card thing. So he asked me, can you remember me? And I'm like, okay. I saved your name as Kegera. I can see it's Kegera calling. But can you please tell me more about you? He told me, you remember where you had you played green card, the cyber? I was like, yeah, it is that guy calling you. And I'm here to let you know you have been selected among the lucky winners of DV. Ilikuwa 2013.
Wow.
2013. Yeah,
Wow.
and that is how I won green card without knowing what it is. And the process was just a new it was just a new experience each and every day, because I didn't know how to walk through it. So he was helping me, and he is a very nice guy. He used to live in America, but then he relocated back to Kenya, so he knows a lot about these things. Back to studio.
I had lost you a bit.
Oh,
Somebody was calling me. That's why.
oh, tell them we
Anyway,
are live.
yeah. It's a big issue sometimes. We use phones to do this, and
Yeah,
people
I
people
know.
call all the time.
Yeah,
But hey, we gotta do this. We gotta do this.
we have to.
So when you were told you won the green card,
Mhm.
how long did it take now? Like the process, what did you start with?
I didn't have nothing other than my ID. That is the Kenya ID. So from there, I had to start hunting for documents, starting with passport.
Wait a minute. You applied the green card via passport.
By then, they didn't require you to have a passport
Oh, yeah. By
document.
the way,
They just,
they changed that
it's
in a
something
few
they
years ago.
added recently.
Yeah. Mm,
It is like 2 years ago since they added
yeah.
the passport thing. So
Yeah.
I only had my ID, and that was the most expensive document I had ever had before. So I started to hunt for documents, starting with passport. I went to Kiabu Road for CID, fingerprints and stuff. Then I applied for passport. After passport, hey, there was a long journey for finances, which I didn't have, because after you have the passport, you need to go to the medical.
Yeah.
But it doesn't happen instantly. After they
It takes time.
select you, there is
Yeah.
a time before they would tell
Send
you
you the
what to
link.
do or where next to go. So I was needed to come up with a total of 420,000. And the match I had owned before, my own cash, the match, it was like 5,000, and maybe I had gotten a chama, So coming up with 420,000, to
It
me,
was not
it seemed something unrealistic.
impossible.
Yeah, it was very impossible. And I didn't know, even if I sell my whole house stuff, they couldn't even be 100K. So I went step by step. After I got the passport, now they called me to an appointment with the IOM for the medical exam.
Yeah.
So I was needed 80K. It was actually 100K for the medical, because by then I had gotten another baby. So I had 2 baby and the dad and myself. These are 4 people. And at least for the medical examination, you need at least 25K per person, right?
Yeah.
So we needed 100K, but even though it's 25K per person, you might not use all of the 25K, but it is good to have more than less, because all the vaccination they're gonna give you, you will have to pay. So for the first appointment with the IOM and the embassy for visa appointment, Gary, I missed it. Yes, I didn't have money to go for the appointment for medical exam, and you cannot miss the medical exam and go for the embassy visa interview. They go together, and you have to pass through the examination. So I missed it, and so I had to reschedule. My reschedule journey was very tough because it took like 4 months trying to reschedule, and they are full. They are full. They are full. Oh my God, I even lost hope completely, because now I got the money, but to get another appointment, it was a big hassle.
Yeah.
So after 4 months, I got an appointment, and I went for the interview. First I went for the medical examination. After a week later, or week and a half, I went for the interview. But when I went for the interview, I didn't get the visa right there that day, because I didn't have my KCSE exam sent to them ahead of time from Mtihani House to them through DHL. I didn't know I was supposed to do that, so they gave me a yellow paper to tell me I'm supposed to provide my KCSE certificate sent directly to them from Mtihani House through DHL, where I went and paid 2,000. So can you imagine what transpired in my mind? Paying 30,000 per head for 4 people. That was 120 for the visa, and you did not get the visa same day. So how does that feel? And you have spent 100K on the medical examination and other things like the passport. Oh my God, it was a shock, and I felt very, very frustrated. I remember when I was heading home, I didn't even feel like eating anything. I didn't even feel like I felt like I was full, and life was just so unfair. So I went to Mutihani House the same day, and I requested the examination to be sent to them. I paid 2,000. They sent it to them, and a week later, I got a phone call. Remember, from that day when I went to the embassy, I wasn't even talking to people, because I was feeling very frustrated to see that I'm likely to lose this amount of money. And I had all hopes that my life will change when I come here to USA. So a week later, they called me. I didn't believe. I didn't believe when I picked up that call, and I'm calling from the embassy, United States Embassy. Oh my God, I was like, okay, speak, talk. So I was told, you know what, you have to send your passports to us so that we can stamp the visa, and then they will be sent back to you through DHL, and you will pick them up at this location. So that is what I did that same time. I showered, of course, I took a bath, and I went to Nairobi, and I sent them the passport. You don't know the joy of going to that DHL location and picking up your passport plus the big envelope, the yellow envelope that has all your documents to say now you are all set to go to America. Yay!
Wow. So tell us, what are some of the questions? Because very important to know some of the questions that you need to know even after you won your green card lottery. What are some of the questions that you were asked, if you can remember?
At the embassy?
Yeah.
Oh, the question they asked me, what year did I graduate from high school? And the word graduate, to me, it sounded like something I have never done, because we don't say graduate in our country. We say, what year did you finish? You know, what year did you start for your high school? exam. So I didn't like get it the first time. So I was like, they asked me, what year did you graduate from high school? Did you get your high school diploma? So I was like, oh my God, I have to kuvuta wire. So I said, okay, 2000 and this. So she looked at the computer and then she was like, okay. So nothing else she asked me. She didn't ask me anything else. That was just one question. And I think she was trying to get it right so that she can ask me to go and get my examination sent through to them.
So what about you? Did you go with your family at that time for the interview?
Oh yes, I went with my family. I went even with the new the infant.
Yeah.
The infant, I had to go with her. And remember when I was playing green card, she wasn't in because by then she wasn't born. But they didn't even bother to ask me, why are you having another baby? When you played green card, you only had one baby.
Yeah.
But before I went for the interview, when I got the baby, I sent her passport photos to them and all her info. So they never asked me anything about the baby. And I was surprised.
No DNA, no anything.
Nothing, zero.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, amazing. But I believe times have changed. So maybe now they require different processes for different
Yeah.
things altogether. So you've now started the journey. It's your first time on the plane.
Whew, Jesus Christ. Yeah. Imagine I was so blind. Me, I hadn't even visited JKIA before.
Yeah.
I knew Kenya has a big airport, but I didn't know where exactly
it was.
it's located. So that day I was traveling is the first day I got to the airport, and it was my first day experience in the plane. So we get in, it was 11 p.m. plane, the BA, and of course we bid our family goodbye, and they were crying. I don't know why. Me, I was so tough, so I didn't cry. I didn't know why they were crying. So we got in the plane and it was time to leave. And I never ever thought how high a plane goes up there.
Yeah.
And I could read the screen, but nothing close to where I was came to my mind. And I didn't know how far and how long the journey gonna be. When I got to London, I was like, oh, we are now like 3 hours away to America. I didn't know how far apart these continents are. So the second plane, it was from London to Chicago. It was like 8 hours, all 8 and 45-minute hours. It's almost a 9-hour plane flight. So halfway I was like, I thought this was just like 3 hours. Why is it taking too long? Then I came to figure out the time zones are different. So whatever I read, it has to be transfigured to the American time. Oh my God. It was a long flight with a little one, and she didn't have her own seat. So I was her seat all through. The journey was long, it was tiresome, and the food in the plane was unrecognizable. I would ask them, they could come to you with some choices, and then I would say,
you don't know
chicken,
any of the
may I
choices.
have chicken? Because that was the word I could get easily from them, chicken, So when I'm waiting for them to bring, the chicken we eat at Nairobi, the one that moves around like this, naked, you see. So I was waiting for that chicken, and then I see them bringing me like a small bowl with some 4 pieces. I was like, these are for what? Are we supposed to, is this like a sacrament or something? What is this? What are these? And by then, remember, I have a little one who is breastfeeding, and you are bringing me 4 pieces of chicken. Seriously?
Sacrament.
And I was like, you guys don't have githeri? Because at first when they asked me what I'm going to have for dinner, I was like, Mukimo. Me, I thought of Mukimo, the mashed whatever. So they were like, oh, we have mashed potato, we have this, we have this, we have this. And then I was like, I had them say chicken. So I was like, chicken. So they brought me chicken, and I don't know what was the accompaniment, but my friend, it was so little. It was like baby's food. And I took it. They didn't have tea, like our tea. If you ask for tea, they're going to bring you cold iced tea, which was very disappointing. And that journey, I would tell you for sure, I didn't eat because the food was tasting otherwise, you know. I'm used to sukuma wiki. Here they have chicken. This is not the chicken we are used to. So it was a rough one. I didn't eat. I used only to eat they have some bread or they have some cookies they bring for snacks. So that is what I used to eat, and it was like just throwing a piece to the lion, but it was okay. We arrived safely, and coming to Chicago, our flight was canceled. We had to wait until the following day because it was winter time, and there was a winter storm or thing like that. So they canceled the flight to Missouri because my final destination was supposed to be Missouri. So at Chicago, I had a rough time. I wanted to speak to the customer care desk to ask them what am I supposed to do, and to even ask them for a phone so that I can call my host to tell them they should not head to the airport because our flight has been canceled. It was a tough experience because the language I was using is not used to them. I was asking them to give me a biro so that I can write down my host number to them so that they can dial it for me, because telling them direct from my mouth, they can't hear nothing I'm saying. Nothing. Remember, this is Chicago. Nothing. So I asked them, can you then assist me with a biro? So they were like, huh? So it took me another 20 minutes trying to explain to them what a biro is. So I was like, help me with a biro. So they were like, oh, ink pen? I was like, yeah. So they gave it to me. I called my host, and they assisted us to book a hotel, and we traveled the next day, and that is how we got to Missouri to a new family, to meet a new family that we had never met before. They didn't know us, we didn't know them. It was just a miraculous way how we came to meet them and how they became our host.
So Essie, thank you so much for that journey. We've seen how you came from Nairobi, Nyeri to Nairobi to America. Now we'll have a part 2 of you now talking about the culture shock, how you found out your like the life in America now, the real thing. Because I really have to go. I see a lot of calls here because I was supposed to go to another show after this. So believe you me, all our watchers, please, this is part 1. We're gonna come up now. The next time we're gonna be live, so you can ask all your questions that you want. We have to do this a short one, just like an intro. And since YouTube is here to stay.
YouTube is here to stay, and we are here to stay.
We are here to stay. So please go subscribe to her channel. It's called Essie Wakago. And please support her. Click the bell, and let's support one another. That's all we do.
Subscribe.
We give you free information, so go subscribe to Essie Wakago. Find her in all the platforms, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, every corner she's there. So please make sure you go support her, and as well you can support Mkenya Marekani. Subscribe and keep the bell button on so that whenever we are on, you can receive all the notifications, and you will not be left behind, because this information is power. We cannot be afford to give money to everybody, but we can afford to give you information, rightful information that can help you and your family.
That's true.
With that, I'm gonna say bye-bye, and thank you, Essie, for joining us today. And
You're welcome.
We'll do this again and again and again.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, remember to subscribe, and may God bless you and keep you till we meet again.